Okay, the next step is an edge finish. So I'm just gonna push the number 2 right here. The 2 comes up on the screen. It's gonna do this little zigzag stitch right there. Okay, so now this edge of this fabric is going to line up with that center stitching line. So I'm just going to line that up like that. So when it's stitching, this needle is gonna stitch on the fabric, then it's going to stitch off the fabric. On, off, and on. Okay, see how it's not stitching on the fabric every time. So it goes on and off, on and off, on and off. If it is stitching on the fabric both times it stitches and there's fabric over on this side, it's too far. I promise you this mask is easier than any of the masks that I have done. I have learned how to do a bunch of different kinds so that I could pick the easiest one for you. The easiest with the most effective fit. Okay. This one is, okay, now I'm just gonna do the other side. So you do both sides. Okay, and ta-da. Okay, both of those are edge finished. They look like they're professional. If you sewed on and off the fabric. If you sewed in too far, you'll have a little edge hanging out. It won't be as pretty. Okay. You have to decide which side you want to be the front. Okay, so do I want this side to be the front? It doesn't matter, you can wear it either way, but we're actually gonna fold in one side. So it will look kind of like the back. So I'm gonna use the little frogs as the front. And by the way, I picked this because I was like, oh my gosh, what a cute Christmas present this could be. So you guys, if you wanna make fun Christmas presents for your family, face masks are top of the list Christmas presents this year. Okay, so I just dated my video for 2020. I'm folding it in about 1/4 of an inch. You don't want any, like, you don't want it too big. You want it between 1/4 to 3/8, but you want it really even. Then take this, because that's going to flatten it. Okay, and let it cool down. I'm gonna even hold that till it cools a little more. I just want that to be really, really flat and a good crease here. Okay, now I'm gonna just do the same thing to this side. Cold side over. The colder the wood is on here, the more effectively it's going to make a crease. It'll make it easier to sew. Okay, so now I'm going to stitch it here and here, and then we're going to put the elastic through and it's done. So we're going to stitch this down and stitch this down. So here we go. This time I'm going to leave it on stitch number 2. But I'm gonna just line this edge up with that center stitching line. So this time it's gonna stitch on and off this piece, but it's gonna be stitching onto that piece. So get really close so they can see how it's hitting the fabric. Just keep this line lined really, really straight with that center stitching line. And I'm going to kind of try to squeeze that and stretch this a little, just so that it doesn't have an edge that hangs over. So did you see how I squeezed that little area in at the end? Okay, so that's what it's going to look like on that side.